Greetings, Beyonderers! Welcome back once again. Last time we talked about where to find the character sheet and how to use the compact version. This time we're going to look at the fancy version and also a little more about the online system. Here we are once again at fnbgames.com. As I mentioned last time, you could go to this play button as one way to access the character sheets, but instead I'm going to go to the builder site. Once you've logged in, you can look up here at my characters. And I'm going to scroll down because I've prepared a special character for this video. Their name is YouTube McDemo. YouTube McDemo was created using our QuickGen character creation, and I'm just going to use this as an example. You'll notice at the top here there are several different icons. The one we're going to focus on here is the print character sheet, the second from the left. When I click on that, we're going to get several different options. When I print my character sheet, I can choose which pages to include, and I can also print a blank character sheet. So depending on which one of these I select, it'll change that option. This version of the character sheet was designed with our online system in mind and was really optimized so that you could build your character using one of our online creation options, and then use a tablet or your computer to view your sheet, or if you'd like to print it out as a hard copy when you go to play your games. We also included the blank version of the character sheet if you like doing it by hand, but prefer the look of this version. At the top of each page, there'll be the title of this section, a spot for your PC's name, and the player's name. This first page is the About Me page, and it includes general things like the race, age, gender, organization, guilds, and homelands, a spot for your character's affinity scores, as well as barriers overcome. Down here is the language section, which includes options for reading, writing, speaking, and hearing, which may be different from character to character. All characters begin speaking Quen and Sesame. Over here on YouTube McDemo's character sheet, this has all been filled in, including, because they're Ishiri, they've got the Ishiri language Rakugo. Continuing on, we've got the action page. The action page is where you'll be spending most of your time during actual gameplay. Up at the top, we've got your talents, which, as we know, are most commonly used. We've got room for 3 shields, 3 armors, 3 weapons of melee, and 3 of ranged. And then down along the right side, we've got your wounds for tracking those, as well as your wound penalties along the side, fatigue, daily healing capacity, your size and move score, defense ratings, soak, and damage. So all the same stuff that you would expect. Over here in YouTube McDemo's version, it's the same except it's been filled in, and you'll notice that because there's only one shield, it left these blank, room for you to fill in if you need to. If you go back and edit your character sheet on the online system, it will dynamically fill these spots in as needed. Next page is our abilities page. At the top is talent proficiencies. You'll recall that you get your first proficiency when you reach rank 1 of a talent, and then every 3 ranks after that, so rank 4 and 7 and 10 and so on. Some things also give you bonus proficiencies. A little further down, we've got our racial traits, which right now you get when you create your character based on the race you choose, but we've definitely got more work on that coming down in the future. And over on the right side, every time you overcome a barrier, you gain a barrier ability. Taking a look now at YouTube McDemo's version of the abilities page, you'll notice that the boxes have all been dynamically resized based on how much information there is in each one. The talents are all listed here that they've achieved a proficiency in along with their proficiencies. For instance, scholarship, they have knowledge of mountains. Since they're Ishiri, that makes a lot of sense. Their racial traits down here for being Ishiri, and on the right side we've got their barrier ability. They've only reached barrier 1 in physic, so all they have is +1 to reaction time, but as we all know, getting that first hit in can make all the difference. This next page is the power summary page, and depending on how you feel about it, you may choose to use this slightly differently if you're doing your character by hand, as opposed to printing it directly from our online system. Looking at YouTube McDemo's version of this page, you'll see that all of the important information has been filled in so that when it's time to actually use your power, you've got a quick reference. Looking back at the blank page, you could either use it in the same way with the name and relevant information filled in and leaving this space here blank, or if you have a power that you use pretty often and doesn't take up a lot of space to actually write the text in, you could fill that in right here in this block, and that's the difference. If you want to use this as not just a quick reference for the attributes, but the entire power itself can fit right here. After the power summary page is the powers page. Here's YouTube McDemo's powers. Each one includes the entirety of the attributes as well as the full description of the power and its medium effect. And you'll notice that the system dynamically adds the appropriate number of pages to fit all of the powers automatically. Here's the blank version of the powers page. It's got the same information. On the right side, we have all the attributes. Over here on the left, we've got the description and the medium effect for you to fill in. If you're doing your powers by hand, however, you may not want to print out every single one. You may decide that only your most important powers that have long descriptions you're going to fill in fully. The ones that you use very rarely, you may want to look up individually. And for your shorter ones, you might just use the power summary page above, as I mentioned before. Next, we've got the inventory page. One important thing to note is at the top here is your wealth rating. Some people have had trouble finding this. We put the wealth rating with your inventory because when you buy something, you're going to need to look there. Other than that, it's got pretty standard stuff. The item, how many you've got, what type it is, and any notes you have about it. Here's YouTube McDemo's version of this page with their wealth rating, equipment, and these descriptions are straight out of the book. You can find them on the website as well. The last two pages are all about character advancement, one about talents and defense ratings, and one about powers and barriers. This is another place where you may choose to treat this character sheet differently, depending on whether you're printing it out and doing it by hand, or using the online system. The online system tracks your essence for you and allows you to allocate it in different places. If you're doing it by hand, this is definitely a must-have page. Up at the top here we have total essence, which is a good gauge of how strong your character is in general, though how you allocate it can make a big difference. Along the left side we have your talents. There's checkboxes for you to fill them in as you go, just like with the compact character sheet. And below, you can fill in the totals by adding them up. Similarly, defense ratings on the right side here. Down on the next page, we've got our powers. There's enough room for you to track a bunch of different powers that are going on at once, as well as overcoming barriers here on the right. And there you have it, folks, both versions of the Beyonder character sheet and how we like to use them. We'd love to hear more from you about the character sheets or anything else you're interested in. Leave a comment below, subscribe to this channel, or send us a message at info@fnbgames.com. Until next time, enjoy your adventures.